Guten Morgen. Good morning, colleagues. I hope you are having, you had a great afternoon yesterday. I know some of you went to see a Mozart concert. Most of you were around the Stephansdom and the city center, so I hope you had a great time yesterday and had maybe the chance to visit one of the Christmas markets in Vienna. This is the best time of the year to visit the city, so I really hope you enjoy. This is the third day of the PULSAR workshop. We have 2 sessions today. The first one will be the last session that it's specifically for Education Community of Practice, EduCOP. And this third session, as I anticipated yesterday, will share the PULSAR countries' experience on upgrading public sector accounting education programs in several countries. Today, we will hear about the experiences of several of our PULSAR countries. We have here with us Hai Mnat Kanyan. I'm sorry if I didn't pronounce it right. He's the Executive Director of the Chambers of Auditors and Expert Accountants of Armenia, Head of Financial Accounting Chair of the Armenian State University of Economics in Armenia. We have also Zorika Lazarevska, Faculty of Economics, University of Cyril and Methodius, North Macedonia. We have from Croatia, Ivana Sasa, Professor, Faculty of Economics. Then we have Natasha Ostapyuk, Professor of the Kyiv National University of Economics of Ukraine. Svitlana Subilevich, Professor, University of Water Resources, Head of Education Committee of Ukrainian Federation of Professional Accountants and Auditors. And we will hear about the experiences of these universities in incorporating every new topic that the accountants need to have into consideration to upskill themselves in the university curricula. So we will start with Haik, and the floor is yours.
Good morning, dear participants. Thank you very much for this opportunity to have a speech on this stage. It's really very responsible, also very honorable. So I'm pleased to have a speech on a topic that reflects the exciting and very important transformation that Armenia has undergone in recent years in public sector accounting. So we'll explore the main reforms that Armenia had. Also, we'll explore the influence of these reforms to education system. And at last, we'll examine the role of PULSAR and future development priorities. So the first slide, oops. Okay, we have discussed the main institutions and organization of public sector of Armenia. So I'd like to state that we have two main institutions and 2 main organizations in public sector of Armenia. First one is state administrative institutions, second municipal administrative institutions. Also, we have 2 organizations, state non-commercial organization, and 2 types of organization, let's say like that, and municipal non-commercial organization. And also we have one exception, and maybe some countries also have such kind of exception. The exception is the Central Bank of Armenia. Central Bank of Armenia is not included in this field, public sector accounting. Also, there is one more exception. If public sector non-commercial organization meets some requirements, one of them is the right to conclude a contract, also the right to make financial and operational decisions, sells goods and services at a profit or full cost recovery. Also, going concern of activity does not depend on a state funding and it's controlled by public sector organizations, so it has to use international financial reporting standards. Since 2014, Armenia started to implement reforms in public sector accounting, and the main goal of such reforms were the modernization of public financial management. Also, I would like to say the cornerstone of such reforms were first, the adoption of the law on accounting of public sector organization, the adoption of Armenian public sector accounting standards we called IPSAS. The IPSAS are in line with IPSAS, and the transition from cash-based accounting to accrual-based accounting. I would like to say that also there were a lot of problems that should be solved during this process. We all understand that accrual-based accounting gives more clearer picture of government assets, government liabilities, and performance. So during last 10 years, about 20 legal acts were adopted for regulating the public sector accounting. Also, I'd like to mention that in 2019, collocation procedure also was adopted, and I would like to say that this is one of main assets of our collocation system. The next slide is about Armenian public sector accounting standards. It's in general, it's only one standard and consists of 42 sections. Each section is in line with IPSAS. I'm not going to read all these 42 sections, but I would like to say that mainly the title and the content is in line with IPSAS, but also there are some differences in IPSAS and IPSAS, between IPSAS and IPSAS. So in general, I would like to say that IPSAS covered over 25 of the IPSAS currently in force, and the only exception is financial reporting in hyperinflation economies. In next slide, I presented some comparison between IPSAS and IPSAS. If you just look in the first line, you can see that sections 2 to 8 of IPSAS are in line with only one IPSAS, IPSAS 1. And if you look to line 19, the IPSAS 19 is in line with 3 IPSAS, 28, 29, and 30. Also, the day before yesterday, as I remember, we talked about the PULSE assessment. The session was held by Dmitry, and if you remember, 2 countries has already passed the PULSE assessment, Armenia and Ukraine, and now, as I understand, Georgia is in the process of PULSE assessment. And according to this PULSE assessment, the public sector accounting framework gets the highest mark in Armenia, it's A. This survey and this assessment is available on the web page of Ministry of Finance of Armenia, and also it's available on web page of CFRR PULSAR. So you can easily download and have the whole information about the quality of public sector accounting system assessment. At this moment, I would like to say that we have 60 state and municipal administrative institutions and about 60 to 70 state and community non-commercial organizations whose budget financing amount exceeds 400 million dirhams. It's approximately $1 million. According to the result of the previous year, that require public sector accounting collocation. As I mentioned, as I said that this is a set of our collocation system. The public sector co-location was adopted in 2019, and it's carried out by the examination co-location committee, and the Ministry of Finance developed and approved questionnaire consists of 600 questions and case problems. This questionnaire also is available on Ministry of Finance webpage, so it can also easily download it. So in order to participate to this exam, the applicant must have higher economic education or higher education and 1.5 years of working experience, or secondary education and 3 years of working experience, and or he should be employed in a public sector organization in a position of a head of accounting services. Also, I mentioned here in this slide the working experience fields: accounting, finance, tax, auditing, economy, and also the position that applicant should have in order to apply for this examination: methodologist, expert, supervisor, scientific worker, lecturer, and etc. I would like also to inform that the exam for public sector accountant, it's computer-based exam. So 75 questions, 40 questions about standards, IPSAS, 50 questions about chart of accountants, 10 questions about the legislative framework, 10 questions about the tax framework, and 10 questions case studies. So the applicant must score 55 from 75 in order to pass this exam, and the qualification is valid for 5 years because there is no CPD requirement for this qualification. I think that maybe during next year we'll try to also include CPT regulation in this field. As you know, the education standards based on CPT regulation and duration of the collection is lifelong. So this will be next steps. And I would like to say that number of public sector qualified accountants at this moment is about 440 in the Republic of Armenia. So all we understand that the education system also needs to provide high-level educated generation for public sector. And in this slide, I just mentioned the figures about the higher educations in Armenia. So we have non-state 23 institutions, a bit more state institution, 27, and foreign institution. So totally, it's about 64 institutions in higher education institutions in Armenia, and of which only 25 are economic institutions. I would like to inform about the Armenian State University Economics. I represent this university. So this is one of the largest universities in Armenia, and the Armenian State University of Economics is the only university that has bachelor in accounting and auditing. Also, it has master in accounting and auditing, and it has 5 faculties. One of them is accounting and audit, and about 20 chairs. This slide shows information about Armenian State University. So we have 9,000. This slide is a bit old. It's read 9 million, but we have 9,000 students. In bachelor is 4-year study, master 1.5 year study. So I would like to say that approximately 1,000 to 1,200 students are studying at the Faculty of Audit and Accounting, the total number of 4 years. Also, I would like to say that we have approximately from 25 to 40 students in master level. And I would like to state the last sentence, the growth percentage of master study students number over the past 3 years is 70%. How we reach this figure, 70%, it's very, very interesting and good figure. So the first we started to modernize the curriculum in line with the international educational standards. So we added IT subjects, communication and information IT subject. Also, we added subject on public sector accounting. So as you are aware, so we were talking about this yesterday session, mainly even in Spain, in Germany or Portugal, the public sector accounting in bachelor level is elective course. So the same is in Armenian State University. It's an elective course, but in master study, it's included as a core course. So the student must receive a passing mark in order to have a master level, a passing mark on public sector accounting in order to have a master level at Armenian State University. We understand that nowadays we must offer also specialized qualification for student also. So that's why we take advantage and started the process of international accreditation. This year, in 2024, the program was accredited by the ACCAA, both bachelor level and master level. And so we have received at this moment 7 exemptions from 9 possible at master level of accounting and auditing education. A bit more detailed about the course program. I think that in most countries almost the same. It's generally about the public sector accounting system, the structure of financial statement of public sector organization, accounting of fixed assets, cash accounting, equity accounting, accounting of income, expensive, etc. So I think all of you are well aware of this of such programs. Also, I would like to say that in collaboration with international organizations such as World Bank, in collaboration with Ministry of Finance, in collaboration with the professional organization, we are trying to prepare well-educated students. So I understand that without strengthening the communication between these 3 parties I mentioned, it won't be possible. That's why we are trying to keep close the communication between the Ministry of Finance, professional organization, and also we are inviting specialists from Public Oversight Board as a tutor, also from Ministry of Finance, and also from professional organization. And I mentioned in my slide that one of the main goals of this program also is to prepare students for qualifying exam, both for Ministry of Finance public sector accountant qualification, also for professional organization, accountant and auditor qualification program. Before talking about key developments areas and next step, I would like to just summarize maybe in one sentence the role of PULSAR program in development that we have. I would like to say that this program plays key role in our development, because without the knowledge that we received from such kind of workshops, without the exchange of ideas, I don't think that we would have such kind of success in our education system. And I would like also to state that we still think that there are a lot of areas that we should develop. And first one is develop compliance with the revised international education standard, as I mentioned, in 3 areas: technical, professional skills, professional values. We are talking about a lot about the sustainability reporting. Well, maybe some of us think that it's nearest future, but to be honest, I think we have to do it now in order to reach something in nearest future, and it's very important to start now to teach sustainable reporting, etc. But as I understand, many of us need materials, exchange of ideas, etc. on this issue. Development and integration of module on ethics. And the last one is the important also, because we yesterday or day before we already talked about this issue, the competence area for assurance and learning outcomes. So that's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Haik, and I'm happy to hear that the program helped to push forward the curricula, and we take note of the future activities we need to do within PULSARs too. So now we're gonna hear from North Macedonia. So Zorica, you're welcome.
Okay. Good morning from my side. It's absolutely my privilege to be part of this event and EduCop PULSAR, and to have this opportunity to share experience from my university related with our curriculum, what are the challenges we are facing, and what are the benefits from PULSAR, and what is our expectation for the next steps with PULSAR. In my presentation, I will start with very brief explanation what is the framework for accounting in the public sector. Because I'm coming from university, I'm going to keep attention more in my presentation on accounting curriculum, and I'm not going to talk too much about the certification program of accountants in public sector. But in few words, I'm going to cover that part also, just to be informed other countries at which level is the public sector accounting education in the Republic of North Macedonia. The legal framework is regulatory framework law on accounting of budget and budget users. That means that budget users are obliged to maintain accounting records in accordance with the requirements of the law on accounting of budget and budget users. First law was introduced in 2002 with several amendments until 2015, and related bylaws, including accepted accounting principle and standards. According to the law, Article 2 and Article 6, when we're talking about accounting principles and standards, that means IPSAS standards. But in the Republic of North Macedonia, we're not implementing fully IPSAS standards, so they were translated, but they're not implemented. We are still on cash basis accounting, and we are still in that part in some modified, implementing modified approach, not accrual. What is important for the public sector accounting education and training in North Macedonia? There were only one in period 2008-2023 PACT program. I believe some country here knows and are familiar with this PACT program. That is internationally recognized professional qualification program for public sector accountants. which comprise in-class training, exams, and additional capacity development activities. In Republic of Macedonia, this PACT program was organized, delivered by the CIPFA from London, CEF from Ljubljana, together with the professor from Accounting and Auditing Department and experts from the practice. So a little bit statistics related and what is the structure of this model in next 2 slides. PACT program has 2 levels, certificate and diploma level. In certificate level, we have 3 modules and diploma level 4 modules. Regarding the number of certificate public accountants compared to Armenia, our numbers are completely different, and I can say very, very small compared to the needs of the profession. We can see that there were 5 generations of organized training for 5 generations of public sector accountants. On certificate level, in total, in this period, we have 78 certificate public accountants with certificate awarded in public sector, and out of which diploma awarded accountants are only 42. Some of them, in the meantime, leave the public sector accounting profession, so this number 42 is even smaller today. So we're facing a really very big shortage of professional accountants with certificate in the public sector compared to the needs of the public sector. Now I'm going to move in accounting and auditing curriculum at the Faculty of Economics, University St. Cyril and Methodius in Skopje. First of all, what we are the oldest and the biggest university, state university in the Republic of North Macedonia. Faculty of Economics has more than 74 years of tradition. We are leader in education because the professors are very well recognized on international level. We are attracting the best students and also we are generating the best professionals in the practice. So that is what I can say in short about the Faculty of Economics. It is established by the government 74 years ago. We have, if you're talking with the number, we have at this moment more than 4,300 current students, more than 90,000 bachelors of science, more than 1,300 masters of science, more than 220 doctors of philosophy. What is the composition of accounting and auditing curriculum? I put here in my presentation just compulsory courses, not elective, because the list of elective courses is very long. And mostly they're not subject which belongs to accounting and auditing department. The subject which belongs to auditing and accounting department in the 1st and 2nd semester is principles of accounting, financial accounting, and managerial accounting 1. In 3rd and 4th, in the semester 5, 6, 7, 8, we have also some accounting related subjects in our curriculum, which belongs to our department: accounting information system, audit, managerial accounting, to governmental accounting and accounting for non-for-profit organization. This is the subject from the PULSAR viewpoint, which is covering all these materials related with the public sector accounting and internal audit, international accounting, and financial statement analysis. And also we have 1 elective course, accounting control system. And as I mentioned, the elective course of the other subject is too long, so the students are choosing depending on their preferences. This program, undergraduate first cycle of studies, similar with Armenia experience, but after the event, PULSAR event, that was the benefit for the Faculty of Economics from PULSAR program. After event in Ljubljana and the ACCA presentation, representative presentation, what are the benefits to join ACCA and to be accredited? We apply for accreditation, and we have for the first cycle of studies exemptions of 7 out of 9 subjects, and we are expecting in near future also to increase this number for 1 course more, because the taxation is not course on the first cycle of studies. This course is not accredited. On the second cycle of studies, we have compulsory and elective courses. Mostly they're related with accounting and auditing area. Related with the public sector accounting, we have governmental audit, subject on which we are teaching IPSAS standards, and governmental accounting and accounting for non-profit organization on the advanced level. Also, this program is ACCA accredited with 6 out of 9 courses. So again, that is the benefit from the PULSAR events and our participation in PULSAR program. Despite this ACCA accreditation, we have internal. The University St. Cyrill and Methodius Faculty of Economics is listed on the Global Institute of Internal Auditors, and it is a part of their Audit Academic Awareness Program. That is the program which is recognizing the promotion in the early stage, that means at university education. There's some courses like internal audit, fraud examination, audit, advanced and basic level. Thanks to this participation in this program and our accreditation, we apply for some small grant and we realized one project related with the issue which we have as a problem in public sector accounting, how to bridge the gap between the students in accounting area and the other students, and how the other students can join accounting and audit profession, because the shortage in the practice is obvious on both sides, in the public sector and also in the private sector. So that is the current situation with our curriculum, accounting and auditing at Accounting and Auditing Department. Now I'm going to move to what are the challenges. In the last few years, in post-COVID period, I can say the first problem was digitalization, and now we are talking last few years about sustainability and ESG. And we can be sure that in the last few years, the things are moving very fast in ESG area. From the level it's nice to have for the company, it's not very strong obligation, to the level when we must have, and in very short time. So in very short time, the companies are facing serious challenge how to implement very robust framework for sustainability reporting. And also we are feeling some pressure how to respond to these new challenges. And that is why we're asking all the time, what are the new knowledge and what are the new skills should accounting and auditing curricula focus in order to prepare the next generation of professional accountants, because the ESG changed everything. So we cannot expect that we are going to be protected and we are not going to be involved in all these changes imposed by the ESG. So that means, according to my opinion, that we don't need to go beyond the traditional curriculum. That is what we have, but we need also to make a lot of changes in the near future if we like to be proactive and to prepare the students for the new challenges in the profession. The accountant for sure will play a key role in providing this sustainability-related quality, very high-quality information. So we need to prepare, because the students are the heartbeat of the profession. We need to be focused how to prepare the students for this new role and how they can respond to these new requirements. What are the challenges? Maybe they're imposed by 3 maybe key factors. First of all, rapidly evolving landscape. We realized during the last PULSAR events that we have new IFRS S1, IFRS 2, we have ISA 5000, we have new IPSAS standard, we have changes in the code of ethics. Yesterday, the session was with the new proposed changes in the national educational standards. So very fast changing landscape, and we need to react very fast and in very short time. Bridging theory and practice. There is a gap now between the theory and practice. We provide some research at the Faculty of Economics with related with ESG with external and internal auditors. The final results were that internal and external auditors on both sides are feeling shortage in knowledge, and they're addressing universities as very important institution to provide this knowledge for the student. So we need to bridge that gap between the theory and practice, and also to change mindset, because yesterday in IFAC presentation and later I take some parts, and probably the same are the sources. We need to change completely the mindset of the students and also our approach in teaching the students. I find very interesting the document published by IFAC in this year under the title Equipping Professional Accountants for Sustainability, what we have and what we need. And in this document, IFAC is saying that the professionals must be system thinker. And it's putting accent on this part, system thinker, who recognize the connectivity of finance and sustainability. So we have very serious task how to prepare those students to be system thinker. And of course, sustainability is not topics to be considered in isolation. And according to IFAC, on the one side, the profession is preparing how to implement this robust financial reporting, sustainability reporting framework, but at the other side, they're saying accountants and auditors must consider how to close the gap in knowledge in accounting education programs. So what is the good news according to IFAC is that what we already have, we can very easily transfer to the new context of sustainability reporting in some part. But at the other side, IFAC is saying we have new knowledge, new sustainability related topics and challenges, which requires the new knowledge and new work and skills. And so that means that we need to change our approach and to put in our curriculum these new subjects. IFAC recognized 4 key pillars in which we need to focus our attention in our curriculum: business acumen, behavioral competencies, technical expertise, ethical behavior. I'm not going to go very in detail to explain what is this, because yesterday in presentation from IFAC representatives, all these topics were covered pretty much. So business acumen, that means again system thinker, how to be the professional accountants, to recognize this importance of sustainability reporting and value chain strategies, recognize connectivity of financial and sustainability risk opportunities, etc. In the part of behavioral competencies, what is important for us as educator is to develop analytical skills, to be problem solving, critical thinking, to have communication skills, because it's very important to communicate with external and internal stakeholders, to have collaboration skills, because multidisciplinary approach they need to take in this sustainability reporting and assurance part. So that is the new competence which we need to put in our curriculum and pay more attention in the future. In technical expertise, the new standards, we need to be familiar with the content of the new standards and to inform the students and to present those new standards and regulation. We talk about double materiality. All these issues are also going to be very high priority in the future. And ethical, yesterday was mentioned, some changes in the code of ethics, some new treats, greenwashing, professional skepticism which needs to be applied from the professional accountants. All these topics needs to be part of our curriculum for the next generation of professional accountants. So if you like, I choose one slide just to summarize what are the competencies which are very important in the context of ESG, SDG changing in our curriculum. And again, we can see that the first one is system thinking. And in the interdisciplinary work, anticipatory thinking, critical thinking analysis, communication, professional involvement, skepticism, etc. So What are the key benefits from our participation in PULSAR program at the Faculty of Economics? For sure, I say, as mentioned before, that was first ACC accreditation. That was strong commitment at the department level that we need to apply and to see what is going to be the results from this accreditation process, and we are very satisfied at the level we reached with this accreditation process. All this discussion inspired us for doing different type of research and to see the results. I mentioned before ESG with external and internal auditors, and later I will mention another one. Presentation was also very useful from the different participants from different institutions. It helped us to be in touch with what is new in the profession and what we need to pay attention in our teaching program. Networking is additional value, is the added value of these events, because during our network and communication, we can exchange opinion and we can increase our cooperation at the university level. We did one research related close with what is the topics of the PULSAR, and it was comparative research with Supreme Audit Institution with the 4 countries in order to see how the joining European Union is reflecting on providing performance and compliance audit in the public sector entities. And the conclusion, I'm not going in detail to explain, but just in one sentence, what is the conclusion and the results? The results is that the Supreme Audit Institution in the Republic of North Macedonia is increasing the number of performance audit and compliance audit related with strategic development goals. So the other side, that is the good sign that the pressure is going to be more on the professional public accountants to present this information in the future. So again, we are coming to the PULSAR and its role, how to help the professional accountants in public sector to be ready and prepared to present this information, because we are not European Union member state, but the results from our research based on annual reports of the Supreme Audit Institution in Slovenia, Croatia, and Montenegro shows that we are on the level of the other countries, and we are increasing this number of providing auditing, providing different type of audits related with SDG. This was published in the journal paper with the impact factor. So that is another proof how useful are these PULSAR events for us. What is approach at the Faculty of Economics now at Department of Accounting and Auditing related with these ESG topics? That was huge debate a few years ago during the last accreditation process, how we need to approach to this process. A decision was to start with the small steps, to go step by step in this process. That means to put first at that period of time where there were no some standards like today, to put in each subject in which we can pay attention on this issue, like financial accounting, managerial accounting, audit, internal audit, ESG topics, and to inform the students how this is important. Close related with this, I can see the benefits or maybe area in which we can take benefits from the PULSAR too, because that was one in template also as a challenge to say what is the expectation. I think TOT focused, that is my personal view and my personal opinion, that TOT focused on a robust sustainability reporting and assurance framework is going to be very useful, in which we are going to cover all this regulation and what was changed and what is, how we need, first of all, to teach the students about these changes. TOT with a focus on importance on international educational standards, how to put in our curriculum, how to harmonize maybe our curriculums in order to cover these new topics. TOT focused on developing soft skills, because IPSAS is very clear that the students, the next generation of professional accountants, needs to have another skills, how to develop those skills, critical thinking, how to develop professional skepticism, maybe with some case studies is going to be also very useful, if especially comes from the university which have some advanced program in this part. Also transfer of experience from the other university in different area, from the European Union member states. Workshop, how to develop multi-stakeholders approach in education, and etc. So That is what is the situation with the Republic of North Macedonia. Thank you very much, and I'm open for answering any question later. Thank you.
Okay, before I forget, please be mindful that we have our latest publication from EduCop, the analysis of the six different models of accounting education in 6 countries, where we cover our own Albania and Georgia, but there's also Zambia, South Africa, Vietnam, and the Philippines. So you are welcome to get a copy of that. We have in almost all PULSAR languages. So the next case that we will show is from the University of Zagreb in Croatia. And please, Ivana, you're welcome.
Thank you. Good morning. My name is Ivana Mamić-Sačer, and I'm full tenured professor at the Faculty of Economics and Business in Zagreb. Today I'm going to talk about the accounting education in Croatia from the perspective of higher education, not only from my institution, but also from the perspective of other state universities in Croatia as well. And this presentation was prepared also by my colleague from the Ministry of Finance, Katarina Nesterović. Unfortunately, she's not today with us, so I will briefly mention her part about accounting education in practice. So, what happened in recent years regarding our practice of public sector accounting in Croatia? First of all, I'd like to mention that there is no the certification process, official certification process for public sector accounting in Croatia. Actually, there isn't any official certification process regulated by law, even for private sector accounting. Our Ministry of Finance tried to introduce the certification process, but at the end of the day, all stakeholders didn't achieve an agreement about that. So the process of education is rather voluntary than officially regulated. Our Ministry of Finance, for its own purposes, provides public school of accountants, but this, as I said, is only for their own purposes. Everything that we have heard here during PULSAR program was introduced in this public school of accountant, but also in our, as you will be able to see in our education process in our state universities. Recently, our Ministry of Finance changed the Budget Act and also adopted new rule book for budget accounting and chart of accounts, and is in the process of large changes, since our Ministry of Finance applied for one project titled Modernization of Accounting and State Budget Execution Processes in Croatia. And the aim of this project is to enhance the quality and effectiveness of public finances in Croatia. And they hope that the result of this project will be better understanding and also introducing internationally accepted accrual accounting principles such as IPSAS in Croatia. So our Ministry of Finance collaborates with International Monetary Fund, and these days they provide some analysis of current situation in Croatia regarding accounting and budget execution reporting. So they hope they will have a modern and better system of public sector accounting in the following years. Regarding the certification process of a similar profession in this area, I would like to say that we have the certification process of internal auditors which is also regulated by our law and also provided by our Ministry of Finance, the Central Harmonization Unit. So here we have the certification process. Other than that, for private sector, we also have certification processes, certification education, and also examination for certified internal auditors. Other than that, we have also the certification process for state auditors. But as you can see, the formal certification process for public sector accounting or even private sector accounting in Croatia still doesn't exist. Now I'm going to talk about our activities in recent years, and I hope you will see how we implemented all the knowledge that we obtained during PULSAR programs in our activities. In 2019, our faculty, together with other 7 public high education institutions in the field of economy from Split, Pula, Rijeka, Zadar, Osijek, Opatija, and Dubrovnik, started with the project entitled Excellence and Efficiency in the Field of Economics. This project was funded by the European Social Fund, and it lasted 3 years. So why do I mention this project? Because during this project, we tried to enhance the quality of education in the field of economy and especially in the field of accounting. We covered other fields within this project as well, such as trade, information technologies. Then we have also entrepreneurship, etc. But accounting area is something that I'm going to talk about here. First of all, this project was planned in accordance to the European Union qualification framework. As an EU member state, we apply good practice from the European Union in different fields. So we use the European Union qualification framework in order to generate our Croatian qualification framework. And based on this Croatian qualification framework, we had to introduce occupational standards in the field of accounting, then a qualification standard in the same area. And the last part of our project was to modernize and introduce some study programs in this area, which will be in line with these two types of standards. Croatia has also its own register where all occupational standards, qualification standards, and also learning outcomes are present. So you can see this register if you Google this title. Unfortunately, it is in Croatian, so this can be interesting for participants who understand Croatian language. In this table, you can see several occupational standards in the field of accounting and auditing in Croatia. These are standards for bookkeeper, head of accounting department, tax advisor, certified auditor, and financial and accounting forensic experts. The occupational standard for head of accounting department was developed by this project. And let me say a few words about the methodology of preparation for these standards. First of all, we had to scan all the industries where this occupation can be present. We analyzed all the databases from the Ministry of Labor, etc. Then we made a draft of knowledge, skills, expected competencies that a head of accounting department should have. After that, we tried to interview, we interviewed accountants from different industry areas. and they searched this draft, and they gave us some recommendations about this expected competencies for this occupation. In the next step, we interviewed employers, and we asked them what do they expect from the head of accounting department. And then we introduced this occupational standard. This slide shows how this looks in our qualification register. You have the link, and in this register, you will find all the competencies that we described that head of the accounting department should have. Then key activities that this person should obtain, and even working conditions. We explained working conditions for this job. Based on the developed and submitted registered occupational standard, the qualification standard was developed. We developed the qualification standard in the field of master degree in accounting. So each qualification standard should be in line and should be based on the occupational standard. So you have the expected knowledge, expected skills, expected competences written in occupational standard. And when you prepare yourself for introducing a study program, then you should be in line with this qualification standard. So this is why this qualification standard defines also units of competencies, learning of outcomes, which a certain study program should have. Within this qualification standard, we offer some obligatory and some elective learning outcomes, not courses. We entitle them as learning outcomes, and courses will be built based on these learning outcomes. We even suggest the minimum of ECTS credits for these outcomes. And the evaluation process, we suggest how to deliver this qualification, education, etc. So when this qualification standard was submitted and registered in our Croatian qualification register, we were ready to adapt existing study programs in the field of accounting and auditing in Croatia. I mentioned state universities, 8 partnering institutions, but only 2 of them, Faculty of Economics in Split and the Faculty of Economics and Business in Zagreb, offer master degree in accounting and auditing. So these 2 institutions have changed their study programs. Other institutions offer separate accounting courses. So they also have changed their syllabuses of these courses as well. For my institution, we have similar courses as Zorica mentioned for her own institution. And I would like to stress some changes based on this project that were made in the area of accounting and auditing regulated in the field of public sector. So we have government and not-for-profit accounting and governmental auditing. These 2 courses were present before this project. And we also teach accounting and auditing in public sector. We present national regulation, national gap for public sector accounting, but also our colleague lecturer in this course presents international reforms, international accounting standards as well. When it comes to the governmental audit, I teach in this course financial auditing, performance auditing, and also compliance auditing. And as a result of this project, we introduced environmental auditing, and we have some changes in internal auditing in public sector, and also internal controls and procedures applied by public sector subjects. We introduced one new course, which is called Integrated Reporting. As a result of this project, we found out that the head of accounting department should be familiar with sustainability reporting, financial and non-financial reporting, and this is why we had to introduce new course. This is an elective course, and it is taught not only for private accounting or for public accounting. It covers both private and public sector accounting as well. Regarding the question about ICT professional skepticism and sustainability reporting included in our education program, I can tell that the ICT was present before this project. We have the accounting information system course where our students can work in the SAP program. Then we also had e-learning during pandemic phase, and during this project we also had some additional education in the field of ICT in accounting. Regarding professional skepticism, since we have several auditing courses, auditing, internal auditing, governmental auditing, we teach professional skepticism within these courses. And also we introduced one new course, which is called Forensic Auditing, where our students can also exercise professional skepticism too. And sustainability reporting, I said that this is covered by our new course entitled Integrated Reporting. And I have to be honest, this is our new course. We are in the process of preparation of material, workshops, and everything that goes with a new course. What we have benefited from the PULSAR program, a lot. Zorica provide you very detailed explanation of their benefits. I can agree that the benefits are similar, and we hope that we will proceed with this good practice. I'd like to say that this social communication during coffee breaks is also important, because as a result of this social communication, we have had the opportunity to participate in some joint projects. For instance, Zorica's institution and my institutions are now partners in one force project. And finally, our expected areas are similar to the previous practice of PULSAR program. We expect that you will keep us posted in different fields of accounting and auditing. And since Croatia plans to introduce IPSAS in 10-year period, we hope that we will have the opportunity to listen also some best practices in this field as well. And thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ivana. Very interesting. I will now pass the floor to Natalia to introduce the second set of speakers and to start the question and answer. Natalia.
Okay. Can you hear me? Now it's you, yeah? So I stay in my place. Yeah. Oh, now it works. Yeah, great. Thank you so much. So I'm privileged. We have one more case study from my home country. I'm privileged to introduce Natalia and Svetlana, and then we will go for a break a little bit later because we want to go through the survey. The idea is that over the break, you will think about the ideas that we will discuss during the survey, and then we will get back from the break, also a little coffee break a little bit later as well. Natalia, over to now it's you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. So, dear colleagues, thank you so much for having chance to present, with great honor, our results of the participation of PULSAR in PULSAR programs and in different activities from the World Bank. Why? Because our Kyiv National Economic University, named after Vadima Getmana, developed and now created and now in process of development the educational program on Master of Degree. It's accounting and auditing in public sector accounting. And it's, I guess, big honor for us to provide such educational program due to significant outcomes of modernization of public sector accounting in Ukraine. So a little bit history for us. In the beginnings of the 2000 years in Ukraine, the big role in budget execution process was treasury professions. But time to time, the development of budget execution process required the development of accounting system. First of all, it was accounting for budget liabilities. And after that, it was requirements for accounting to provide financial statements, which were submitted to the treasury bodies. And after that, the, I guess, main point was the choice of Ukraine to get European directions of development in every sphere of our life and development of our civil communication. So, supported on the highest political level, public accounting get and started modernization. It were approved several strategy of modernization, and now we are going to report the results and outcomes of the second strategy of modernization of public sector accounting in next year. But now we have, as we think, the significant results of the modernization of public accounting. Why? Because it's approved 20 standards of accounting, national accounting standards in public sector. It's based off IPSAS, but implemented due to national practice of budget execution. After that, to lighter process of implementation of the EMSAS based off IPSAS and based on accrual principle of accounting, Ministry of Finance developed and approved methodological recommendations of organization and maintenance, accounting for different assets, for different liabilities, and methodological recommendations to preparation of financial reporting for public sector accounting. After that, we had significant results, as we think, that we have unified chart of accountants for public sector accounting. And the main, I guess, result in increasing the qualification of public sector accountants is the development of qualification improvement program for public sector accountants. So it's not significant results only for us, but we had high rating assessment from the international bodies. So we have the B plus in PFAM assessment, the P plus, the PULSAR assessment, PULS program assessment, and you can hear about it in the previous PULSAR meetings by the presentation Lyudmila Gaponenko, and you know that we're proud of such high rating of our public sector accounting. And by the way, we had the analysis of the comparison EMSAS and IPSAS in Ukraine, and we have more than 80% complaints between the EMSAS and IPSAS now. And so significant results led us, like scientific and I guess educational staff, led us to develop something to provide higher qualification of the practical accountants and to prepare young specialists who understand the new philosophy of budget execution and new philosophy of new conceptual framework in accounting in public sector. So having the widespread results of the analysis of the practice of public sector accounting, having the results of the participation in PULSAR meeting, and having the results of the scientific research of needs of public sector accounting, because in Kyiv National Economic University, we are defensed all the theses for acquisition doctoral economic science degree. We understood and we gather all the results, and we decide to set very ambitious goals to develop and to implement good world practice in education of public accounting sector. Having the rather, I guess, good resources in our National Economic University, we have 9 faculties and institutes to provide educational services, and we have more than 80 educational programs in the different level of education, and we have more than 80% of academic staff with the scientist degree. We set up the educational program in accounting and auditing in public sector. Why is that? Because the head of the faculty of accounting and tax management is permanent member of PULSAR meeting, Mykola Bondar. And after all the PULSAR meeting in our faculty, we had a grateful discussion about the new topic and how we can implement it in our educational process. So now, beside us, inside the faculty, we call us like innovative faculty. And last months, we had accreditation process for the educational program of public sector accounting from the Ministry of Education and Science of Ukraine. And the commission of the ministry called us like faculty of the innovation. Why? Because we had a very, I guess, modern education program for bachelor degree and for master degree. And now we had additional to this educational program, the accounting and auditing in public sector. Why we could to do it? Because we had great academic staff, who are the chief or deputy chief accountant in public sector entities. We had our head of faculty, who is member of PULSAR team, and every time we try to develop collaboration with ACCA, CIMA, and we are planning to collaborate with CIFA, and today we will have meeting with Zorica to discuss it. Well, to set up new level of development of our education program of public sector accounting, and after that we had support from the Ministry of Finance, and we try to develop educational program which will be competitive in the world level. Why? Because it's very important for us to provide idea and present idea that public sector accountant is the person who can be developed in the higher level, and this person has a chance to, I guess, present the Ukraine on the another level of the development. So what we have now? Now we have educational program with curriculum who meet all the needs in the knowledges of the budget execution process and economic mechanisms of the public accounting of the public sector. We meet the needs of the public sector to in knowledge of the new conceptual framework of accounting based on accrual principle, and we meet the new approaches of the internal and external auditing, and between the academic staff of the education program, we have the experts of international project, not only in public sector accounting, but in the development of the auditing by the accounting chamber of Ukraine. So what we have now in the curriculum of the education program, we have compulsory element, 66 ECTS, and we have optional or elective part is 24 ECTS. Compulsory part is according to the requirements of the Ministry Education and Science, according to higher education standard for this area and for the direction of the profession. But the more, I guess, more interesting for you will be optional, a selective component. We try to gather all innovative subject, and I would like to share with you that reporting of budgetary institution is every time selected by the students, because they understand that the I guess main aim of the accounting process is the preparation of the financial reporting, transparent and reliable to the needs of the users of the information. And based on the previous meeting, PULSAR, the reporting of the budget institution subject were added by the information about sustainable development, and now our faculty is in process to develop new discipline which will be added to the selective component. It's reporting on the sustainable development. So we try to implement every results of the meeting of PULSAR because it's really innovative and very progressive idea. And thank you so much for your sharing with your experience, because it's really important for us. Well, the practical component is about internship and preparation thesis of the master degree to get the diploma paper of the master degree of our university. What we try to do? We try to provide our students by the latest innovation knowledges, by the involving to the educational process of the best, I guess, practices specialist. First of all, it's practical accountants from the public sector entities. The next one in the academic staffs are the experts of the, I guess, progressive and modern accounting magazines and journals who provide consultation in public sector accounting problems due to implementation of the IPSAS. And the next one, the lecturers of the program are in process of improving qualification not only in Ukraine but in the world. by the way, 2 lecturers of the program took part of training of WorldBank TOT in Batumi to get the knowledges in the IPSAS. So these lecturers are certified in ACCA, so we have all the, I guess, possibility to provide the best knowledges for our students. And by the way, our students are provided by the internship in the public sector entities. And we try to provide the work or jobs after the university, graduated university, due to our special department of the university perspective. And they help us to provide the job for every students who studied in the education program of the public sector accounting and auditing in public sector entities. And the next one, we really proud the results of the accreditation by the Ministry of Education and Science completed last month in our university, and we really proud of the advantages of our educational program because we try to provide all the resources to deliver the best educational services in public sector accounting. But we really have challenges, not problem, but challenges for us to, I guess, provide more popularity for such profession because now we had no great demand for our education program, and we try to find out what are the main reasons for that. The main reason is the salary and the vision of the young people, young students, young people. Well, that public sector accounting, it's like a closed system, and they try to get the chance to go to the business, to go to the audit, for example, corporative entities. But we try to provide marketing for education program in public sector accounting. Why? Because we really believe that the basic of the good development of our Ukraine, especially in challenges of pandemic and war period. Thank you so much, and I'm ready to answer all your questions. Thank you.
I also have thanks not only the PULSAR program, but each of us, because our cooperation is very important, and your experience every time is very useful for each country, for each participants of our program. At this moment, I am as a professor of the university, not a head of educational committee of professional body, because we have not requirement in Ukraine to certificate public accountants sector through professional bodies. Enough bachelor or master's diploma that occupied some working place. My university is very special. The structure of this university is very similar to a polytechnic university, but thanks to this, we have the opportunity to teach different aspects of sustainability at the appropriate level. The full title of university is not water resources, but water and environmental engineering. And now we have more than 140 educational programs of bachelor and master levels, and only 2 between or among these programs, bachelor and master level for aspiring accountants. all our history, we prepared accountants for both sectors, but also advantages of our university is the mind and leadership of our rector and vice rectors, our top management. They understand the sustainability importance for modern time, and our university is a participant of United Nations Global Compact from 2016, and now, unfortunately, only 4 universities Ukrainian as a participant that have active status of this global compact, but I hope in the future our university will be more active. And we prepare during this period, as you see, for social reports, and also we have one very special department. It's Energy Efficiency Center for University. This center has the right to conduct certification of the energy auditors. And also our academic staff participates in the project creating a net zero concept of for Rivne, our town or our city, and in the developing of the city's strategy. We have no special program for public sector accountant in our university, but in the bachelor level we have mandatory disciplines is accounting and reporting in public sector, and also analysis of its activity as another discipline. But in other courses, for example, the IFRS course on the bachelor level and especially on master levels, we include comparison of IFRS and IPSAS in each topic. The main factors which have impact on the development of higher education, the factors I think are the same for each of us, and it's a system reforming of the system of accounting and financial reporting, and also digitalization and international standardization of sustainability reporting. The impact of these factors on our educational programs for accountant was taken into account either by the introduction of a new discipline and also a substantial change in the content of previously existing disciplines. Now, on the bachelor on accounting and taxation level, in line of the strategy of our university, we have the course Ecology. It was introduced from 2020 for all bachelor's programs of our university according to decision of university management. On the master levels, we introduced for example, social responsibility course, and also integrated reporting and international standards of sustainability reporting. The integrated reporting is mandatory for aspiring accountants on master's degree, but second is proposed on optional for all bachelor's and master's programs of the university. Understanding that Ukraine would choose European standards of sustainability reporting. We might monitoring the content of the disciplines that should provide our graduates with the opportunity to participate in the process of sustainability reporting preparation. And it turned out that not only my colleagues, but also academic staff of all other specialties, ecologists, economists, engineering, and others are completely unaware of CSRD and European standard of sustainability reporting. We should train the trainers. It's the first task for us. My rector and other top management should be understand the importance of these documents and how to implement it in the education process. And with this purpose, I organized the several trainings for the university management that explained needs to change the content of disciplines which provides by other departments for accountants, and not only for accountants. You see that the first step of the implementation on the enterprise of this European standards is to build a multidisciplinary team. How is it possible if other participants of this team will have not knowledge of CSRD and ESRS standards? I think we understand the answer of this question, to this question. And also, now we believe that implementation of ESRS requirements will help rebuild our country in the future after the war. Second problem is that in our region, the SMEs are predominant. Therefore, the development of an appropriate ESRS and its implementation are very important for us. Because the first set of European standards, it's have a purpose to implement for most big companies. I am trying to convince the management of our university to change the approach for developing of a strategy of the university and base the strategy not only the CDG, but also CSRD and European standards. They believe me because a few years ago, I was head of methodological department for educational process in my university, and they agreed with such approach. We need to start teaching our students today so they can create a multidisciplinary team in the enterprise in 2028 to implement ESRS. New competencies proposed by the IFEC, technical competence and others, from my opinion, it's not obligatory or mandatory only for accountants, because we will have not, at this moment, the approach for good team for implementation of sustainability reporting under CSRD and European standards. Challenges in developing sustainability reporting competencies in our university. I think these conclusions are very close to each of us. First of all, is a psychological barrier, lack of consensus on teaching content and methods. We try to discuss it and make some decisions. Also, limitation of current standards of higher education and university management system, especially in Ukraine. Also limited resources. We have not enough trained academic staff, special educational manuals with SRS, and so on. How we should do this and we should decide these problems. I think that after several training for our staff, we will identify key competencies for sustainable development, not only for accountants, for each specialties which are prepared in our university. We should integrate these competencies in educational programs and integrate these competencies in the content of educational components or disciplines. And also we should development of didactic and methodological interdisciplinary support for this training and our educational process. We decided that when we use such way, we will have success in the future, and our conclusions and our experience will be useful other universities in Ukraine and also colleagues in different countries. I also would like to say that WorldBank and different programs developed a lot of very useful materials. All these materials are opened, but with purpose of the implementation sustainability standards in the educational process should be start with training for trainers, and also we should develop some additional materials and try to support creating of these multidisciplinary teams on the universities and in the practice. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Svetlana. It's a very interesting example, and I think that we hope that we will learn from you later on, because the university is really specifically focused on water and environment and resource management, and has a very strong accounting faculty in it. Not a faculty, but department, yeah. And I think that the project that you started now is really very important, and of course we will support it as well, and we will watch how it develops, and perhaps it's going to be a very good example for disseminating within PULSAR, and of course for universities in Ukraine and in other countries as well. So we will keep you informed how it develops, and hopefully that it's going to be a very good, you will get a very good results. We will help you with those results. And thank you very much, colleagues. We run out a bit of time, and I think that we will not go through this survey right now, because you need some time to recharge. But I will ask if someone has any questions to our panelists, and we had 4 cases from 4 countries, PULSAR beneficiary countries. If anyone wants to add something or to comment or to ask, yes. Ritan, please.
Okay, I know we are a little of time, but I mean, I try to keep a short question. Thank you, everyone, for the great presentation. We got a very good understanding of how the accounting system in your universities is working. We have kind of similar programs or similar topics in our context. But what I'm really interested to understand, which I couldn't get from the presentations from all of the presentations, is the fact that how are universities in your countries involved? I mean, I understand that maybe there is no professional qualification or continuous professional qualification for professionals in public sector accounting. I mean, I understand the role of universities is to bring or to build new professionals, but also I understand that, or I would think also that the role of university is great also in the context of building further capacities of professionals after they exit the universities when they work. And I don't know how is the role of universities in your countries involved in this aspect of continuous professional qualification, education of public sector accountants, in the case that the private sector might be a little bit different because private sector is more free, more options for private sector accountants, but public sector is a little bit different. In the case of Ukraine, for example, I heard that there was a qualification improvement program, which is a good thing. But how is the university involved in this? The Ministry of Finance, I guess, prepares this, the course, or I don't know, the order was by the Minister of Finance, but I don't know how are universities involved in this kind of process, if there is any involvement. Also, how the universities cooperate with professional organizations on this case as well. So this would be interested in short, because I know maybe I extend a little bit the question, but yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Dritan. Who would like to start?
Thank you. So I'd like to I can say what we have done. So we started with the goal. Well, what is the goal for educational program of the university? Is to produce students or professionals with enough quality level knowledge. So the quality word is the cornerstone that we gather across this cornerstone stakeholders. One is university, Ministry of Finance, professional organization. So after that, we amended the curriculum, and in order to be more close to practice, we have also invited professionals from stakeholders, Ministry of Finance, professional organization, etc. So also course programs also are very close to the qualification programs. So qualification institution in order to show the way to our student that while applying to the university, he can pass the education program, then pass qualification of professional organization or Ministry of Finance in case of public sector accountant, and he can receive certificate of qualification in order to work in the country. So the main cornerstone was quality. That's why it's our success to keep together or across this cornerstone all the stakeholders for this process. Thank you.
You, Haik?
Okay, just in brief, maybe I didn't mention that in my presentation that the curriculum is in accordance fully with international educational standards, and we have the same approach. If you have a good established educational program in accounting and auditing, it was in our case recognized by the CIPFA and CEF, and that is why we were involved in that process together with the practitioners. And also in the framework of the Reparis project, we were part of a certification program for external auditors. Also, I didn't mention, Ivana mentioned that, TIEPS program for certification of internal auditors in Republic of North Macedonia. Again, we were engaged, but as a partner with all these institutions. So again, we are trying to be on the line with all these requirements in international educational standards to provide knowledge which is applicable in the practice. And after that, we are part of different certification program because the other institutions are considering that we can fulfill this obligation and that we can protect the high standards of the profession. Thank you.
In Croatia, we have several professional accounting organizations, and we as professors are also members of these professional accountancy organizations. I'm personally a member of Croatian Association of Accountants and Financial Experts, where I participate in many education in the field of accounting and auditing. I'm also the president of Internal Audit Chapter. We have the education for internal auditors as a part of this certification process. Also, I'm a member of advisory board for state audit institutions. So I also participate in the education process of state auditors. And it is a similar situation with my colleagues as well. We are also involved in the process of internal audit education for public sector. Other than that, on our faculty, we offer also postgraduate studies in the field of accounting and auditing. Also, we have several doctoral studies where our potential students can select and choose to write thesis in the field of accounting and auditing, and we have several PhD theses in this area as well.
Thank you, Ivana. Ukraine? About Ukraine. So first of all, IPD and CPD are existing separately, but to provide good education level, we are in consulting with Ministry of Finance during all the time. For example, Lyudmila Gaporenko was an expert in our accreditation last month for our program. But we try to do the same as previous colleagues. We try to provide curriculum due to all qualification requirements. And now Ministry of Education and Science are in process of developing the new qualification standards. So we try to meet all the requirements in it. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Natalia. And I think we will not have more time for questions, but you will have some time during the coffee break to talk to each other. And thank you very much, Dritan, for this wonderful question. Actually, that's exactly the question that I kept in my mind when I was listening to presentation, because we heard that many countries benefited from PULSAR program, and curricula were improved, and international education standards were implemented, and many other materials were used in the programs. But still, my question was same as Dritan's, like whether the communication between the PAOs and universities and regulatory improved, because this was the idea of creating these educational communities of practice. So the three groups of key actors are in the same room, talking to each other and hearing each other, not only at IPD, but also at CPD level, and hearing about the upcoming regulations from the Ministry of Finance. And hearing your responses just now, I understand that this key purpose was actually achieved, and we are very happy about this. So Arman, over to you. You wanted to make an announcement of the next session?
Thank you very much. Now the time to work, friends, and to discuss our priorities. May we have a slide, please? So the plan is the following. Now I will show you your priorities you identified in Montenegro. You still remember a nice and very effective time we spent together in Montenegro. Then your survey, you identify a couple of areas of your priorities. On the table, you have our standard. We can use digital, but this way many people like very much. Transparent, very open. You need to put your priorities on the stickers. And there are 3 flip charts: FinCop, EduCop, knowledge products. Again, stick there. This is what you need to do before break, coffee break. Then you go coffee break until you come back. We will consolidate, and again we will vote together. You have the dots. Every person has 3 dots. Please use the dots just to put on your priorities. You can put 3 dots on the same or 1 on each. You decide. Food sequence. Before coffee break, you put your priorities on paper and stick there on the flip charts, FinCop, EduCop, and knowledge product. After coffee break, you will vote. So now on the presentation of PULSAR 2 friends. It will be the most transparent voting in the world, right? And as they say, it doesn't matter who votes, it's important who counts, and you will be counting collectively. So PULSAR 2, what is the PULSAR 2 is different from PULSAR 1, our current PULSAR? Just a few words. Actually, let's save the time. The only thing is the big difference is sustainability reporting. The rest is the same. So we have a new topic of sustainability reporting in PULSAR. In terms of the interest, it's about digital tools, climate. So these are the extra elements which are coming in, which we have been already taking care of, but not that explicitly. PULSAR 2 has sustainability explicit. It's same awareness raising, implementation support, capacity building as we do it now. So let's save time here. So nothing new on that side in terms of the groups we are going to have and delivery mechanism. Outputs. These are the areas which you identified as priorities. Again, consolidation, asset management, liability reporting, pension accounting, service delivery accounting, subnational accounting, SOE accounting, sustainability reporting, fiscal transparency, digital technologies. So those are the areas where PULSAR 2 is going to tackle. Can you see those, or it's can you see those? Yeah. So these are broader topics. The question is what our next immediate event or events are going to focus on, and now you are going to help us with that one. Then you can tell us that, but we filled in the survey. That's correct. By the way, PULSAR 1 priority topics. If you remember, we voted back in 2017, 18, and we covered all of those. All areas you have identified as priorities have been addressed and covered completely with our events, knowledge products, virtual and face-to-face and knowledge products. All are covered, all are in our pulsarprogram.org website. So this is, I would just say this, let's applaud for the work we do together. Thank you very much for this. When you see the impressive output for our PULSAR 1, you can see really what we have achieved together. So on the priorities identified in Montenegro, this is the screen with priorities. You bought it. But now we need to reconfirm whether this is still your current priorities or you have a different set of priorities. If you would like, you can take a picture on your phone, so when you, or just glance through those to rethink about your priorities you are going to put on paper now. It's about, for EduCop, professional accountants qualification design, competence for professional engaging in sustainability reporting. So you have the full topics here. I don't want to read all because this is EduCop, FinCop, and knowledge products. And partially we already addressed your knowledge product on sustainability reporting. It's already being addressed. And financial data parameters still there, and some elements we will address. So next one is about your survey. You completed the survey. Thank you very much. So these are the priorities you reflected in your survey. We try to more or less indicatively split between FinCop and EduCop. And here you talk about sustainability reporting support. It's about integrated financial management information system implementation. Latest changes, I think we always cover this third. Continue supporting reforms against sustainability reporting, consolidation, automation, fixed assets again. So the topics are infrastructure, AI use. So the topics more or less are similar. So now we need you to put down on paper what's the topic which is the most important for you now, for the next, let's say, year, so we can focus on. And this is not needed now, but what is difference of PULSAR 2 from PULSAR 1? We are also going to have your country priorities. We will request you separately when you are back home to identify your country priorities and actions. Those should be something measurable, because our donors come back to us telling us, show the results. Of course, we talk about those 19 points we delivered. They said, that's nice. What is country level results? Tell us. So these, your priorities on each country, it could be Georgia, Azerbaijan, all of our countries. You will need to come back with your priorities and what you would like to achieve, and approximately by when, how PULSAR can help you. And these will be traced by us and by donors, monitored that whether we are achieving those targets. Put realistic targets, friends. So this is not for now. It is expected when you are back home. Within a month or two, you will get the request, the template. You will need just to fill it in. So now what is needed again? You need just to simply reconfirm, put on paper your priority, and stick that on flip chart and have a nice coffee. Thank you very much. Any questions? If you have questions, no, it's clear? Good. Thanks. Yes,
Perfect. Okay, so we completed voting for EduCop, FinCop, and Knowledge Products. EduCop has two clear winners, so it's number 2 and number 3 from the priority topics from EduCop. That's competence for professionals engaged in sustainability reporting and assurance, including the integrated role of the accountants. That's a clear winner. And the second is trainer of trainers, including ethics, sustainability reporting in academic curriculum. So this is perfectly in line with what we had in mind, but it's good to touch base because priorities are changing, right? So we have a commitment to work in these two areas, and we will factor this into PULSAR 2. So maybe, do you want to continue with FinCop?
Yeah. What I observed from FinCop also is reflected in a knowledge program. This is the topic that we just recently started to explore, the SOEs. So consolidation of local government and SOE that use different accounting frameworks and the relationship of budget, aggregate report, and financial statements. So this is from FinCop. The clear winner is, and the same reflects on consolidation of SOEs as knowledge product with specific good practice country examples. I think this was raised by also Armenian delegation, saying that we need more specific examples how to deal with the SOE-related reporting and accounting. Then on FinCop, we have the second highest award for IFMIS IT system implementation, including GFS integration with budget and financial accounting reporting. And the third place is sustainability reporting, including legislation, organizational arrangements and roles, linkages with financial reporting, practical aspects, disclosures, assurance, and training. And yes, this will be throughout the PULSAR 2, because this is a long way to go and a lot to be done in all countries, I think. This is all on FinCop side. If we come back to knowledge products, so I see the second place is number 3, guidance for IPSAS implementation. Yeah. And with
number 1 is 19, yes.
Yeah. Number 1 I already referred to. This is SOE related. So this is the same for FinCop and the same for knowledge products. So we will explore that more. And maybe number 4, or data transformation from IPSAS to GFSM. Yes.
Super, thank you very much. So it's very clear on the priorities. Those will be reflected and the team will prepare our next knowledge products and events based on your priorities voting. So now I would like just to pass the floor to Natalia just to update us on the survey which you participated, and then Ivona for a very quick teaser about ministerial conference so you are aware of what is planned. Natalia, now the floor is yours, and then Ivona.
Belong to?
Thank you very much, Arman. So we have one more survey. I'm becoming a master of surveys. In case of this particular survey, I would say I'm becoming PhD in survey because it was really complicated, but thank you very much for providing all your responses. And maybe this is the first time when we received 99% of responses from all the participants of our communities of practices, of both communities of practices. And this is very important because this allows us to see what really your needs and priorities are and how did you benefit, if benefited from the PULSAR program implementation. So let us see what responses you provided. And talking about the respondents' profile, we see that most of respondents took part in the PULSAR program for during the whole cycle of the program implementation, so up to 7 years. We have 14% of, so to say, newcomers, which is good, but very important that same people keep taking part in the program throughout these years to ensure consistency. And on this slide, we can see that more than half of respondents are representing policymakers and Ministry of Finance, and 23%, quarter, just a little bit less of quarter, represent PEOs, and also about a quarter is universities. So our communities of practice is dominated by the regulators, which is also good. But also we have parity between the PEOs and university. So as to representing or taking part in PULSAR components, here 46% are FinCorp representatives and 33% of EduCorp representatives, and 21% are participants of raising awareness of reform rationale component. And how frequently you attended workshops, and here we see 73% of respondents are attending our workshops regularly, which is also good, and it talks about consistency. And whether you utilized and applied the knowledge or tools learned from the PULSAR activities in your daily work, and here we see yes in 92%, which is also great, but 80% are too shy to apply them, or hopefully that you will use the results of the PULSAR in your daily work as well. So next question was about, has the PULSAR program influenced the development or implementation of accrual-based public sector accounting reform in your country? And here we see 58% of high impact, 35% of moderate impact, and no impact in 7%. Now we have several questions relating again to the impact on public sector practices. And the first question is, were any new laws or regulations issued in your country pertaining to public sector accounting that were informed by PULSAR activity? And here, yes, are around 40%, a little bit less than 40%, and 20% were not related to PULSAR activity. Then were any accounting standards or procedures developed because of PULSAR activities, such as those addressing consolidation, preparation of financial statements, managing and reporting of assets, reporting of liabilities, accounting for public sector? Again, yes, is more than 40%, and about 20% are not related to PULSAR. And the next question was, were there any developments on implementation of a new IPSAS because of PULSAR activities? Here we have 50-50, almost roughly 50-50. And the next question, have you used PSA diagnostic tools such as REPF or PULSE, or part of those to assess or self-assess, more correctly to say, the strengths and weaknesses of PSA in your country? And here we see no in in about 30, and 25+% responded yes. So the next set of questions was again about impact. on public sector accounting practices, and one of question was to what extent have PULSAR activities contributed to improved alignment with international standards such as IPSAS and other standards in your country. And here we see high impact in almost 30% and moderate or less than moderate impact in another 30%, and minimal or no impact is actually less than 2%, 2-3 maybe percent together. So, which is also a good sign of impact that PULSAR program has on the beneficiary country's public sector accounting system. The next question was, did the online repository of resources developed to disseminate knowledge products prepared under the program contribute to knowledge exchange and to inform public sector accounting reforms in your country? And here again, we have, if we sum up moderate impact and high impact, we will together have more than 50% of usefulness of this repository. And the next question, how useful was the financial reporting community of practice to support peer exchange through virtual or in-person meeting? Here we have also, if we sum up moderate and high impact, we will have more than 50% and plus less than moderate impact also, again, about 60% together. And how useful was educational community of practice is roughly the same, 30 and 20 and about 50+%. So we have some room, both of our communities of practice have room to develop, to improve. And another set of questions, yes, no questions, so to say. Did the EDUCOP foster dialogue and cooperation between senior officials, universities, and PAOs? And this was the question from Dritan, and this was the question that I have during the recent presentations during the previous session. And here we have more than 40% yes, and about 17% of no. Did EDUCOP help your country to increase its capacity to strengthen PSA education in line with International Federation of Accountants, International Education Standard, our IAS? And again, here we have more than 40% yes, and about 15% no. And did the ACCA IPSAS certification program offered under PULSAR contribute to professionalization of the finance function in your country? Here we have 50+% yes, and again, about maybe 8-9% no. And did accrual-based accounting minimal competency framework for public sector finance professionals developed under the program contribute to the professionalization of the finance function in your country? And here we have again 50+% yes, and about maybe 7% no. Is public sector accounting course integrated into the university education program, something that we just discussed during the previous, previous two EDUCOP sessions? And here we have 35% yes at master level and 36% yes at bachelor level, so about 1/3 is integrated into university education program, and a little bit less, 25 on master level and 9% at bachelor level, no. So again, we have room to develop and to improve the impact of maybe PULSAR too in these areas. So impact on public sector accounting practices. Again, did PULSAR activities help your country in following the code of ethics for professional accountants in public sector? Yes, in 1/3, and a little bit less than 28% in no. And did PULSAR activities help ensure public sector accountants comply with CPD requirements? Here again, we have 1/3 yes, and 29% no. How satisfied are you with the support provided by the PULSAR program? The question which was very important for us to get response for. And here we have more than half, 53% are highly satisfied, and 32% are very satisfied, and 12% satisfied, and somewhat satisfied is 0.3% only, no, it's 3%. And no one is not satisfied at all. So we have a good results. I think altogether, it's more than 90% of our community of practices members are satisfied with PULSAR program result, which is very inspiring for us. And expectations from the second phase of PULSAR, what are the key public sector accounting reforms your country plans to implement over the next 5 years? And here we see more than 50% is for further adoption of IPSAS, and also more than 50% enhancement of accounting policies, manuals, and chart of account, and 50% for introduction of new accounting laws and regulation, and a little bit less is for implementation of sustainability reporting standards, which is surprising. Are you already tired of this topic? We expected it's going to be high, and rollout of IFMIS is also in about the same level. At about the same level, it's like maybe 47-48%. And here, key priorities in relation to capacity building for public sector accountants over the next 5 years. And we have the biggest proportion, 26% is for training in IPSAS and other international standards. And also among the leaders to other topics, 25% for understanding of public sector sustainability reporting standards, and professional development and certification. And I think it's among our leaders also on the flip chart today. And other topics, knowledge of emerging digital technologies and establishing national accounting qualifications, also something that we have been discussed many times already. And other plans to introduce or enhance the use of emerging digital technologies within the next 5 years. And here, a little bit contradicting to the previous slide, we have 81% yes and 19% no. What are your country's key priorities in relation to capacity building for public sector accountants over the next 5 years? 33% we have for for knowledge and capacity building, 27% for peer learning and networking opportunities. This is what we are doing within our workshops, including within our workshops, 25% for support of development of legal frameworks and national reform strategies, also part of our ongoing work with countries within PULSAR, and 14% for diagnostic tool, and 1% goes to other. Okay. So thank you very much. Thank you for taking active part in for providing your responses in this survey. This was just very brief overview of the responses that we received from you, because the survey was really quite complicated, and we will analyze it more in the in countries, how countries provided by countries, by different topics, by FinCop, EduCop, related aspects, etc. So I think we will summarize them later on and will disseminate the results. But at this point, this is it. Thank you very much. Arman, over to you. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, can you put the ministerial conference? Thank you. So I would like to invite you and inform you about upcoming events during the ministerial conference days. We will start. The main event will be in the ministerial conference, and it will be this time dedicated to financial and sustainability reporting, but navigating green and digital areas. I think that these are the most important themes of our times, and climate change trends and impact is visible in many countries, and there is a role for both financial and sustainability reporting, how to address these issues. This event is especially important because the aim of this event is not to discuss amongst professionals, but also to, and more above all, to get some political support, because we do not have to convince you about the importance and applicability of the reporting, but we need to gain and obtain the political support from politicians to actually provide for the new law, and then also to provide the resources, staffing, funds, and equipment to actually implement. Can you put the next slide as well? But apart from this main event, we'll have also very interesting other events organized around the ministerial conference. And on Monday, we'll start with Accounting and Auditing Reform Momentum Forum. And this is a joint event for all streams, both public and private. And we will discuss the recent development in financial and accounting standards and auditing with the teams related to digitalization, shared public services. On the last day, so after the ministerial conference, we'll have very interesting sustainability reporting workshop, again for both streams, and we'll focus on this dimension. We'll try to make it more practical and with showing some country case examples. And also on the last day, we have smaller event for state-owned enterprises. This will be community practice, but still the topic will, the focus will be climate change action. So we have new colleagues who are leading this workshop, and we will be inviting smaller groups, as I said, so mostly people involved in ownership entities or departments responsible for, in charge for SOEs. So once again, this is the information for you. I think that each country will provide nominations to participate in these events, but you know that it's coming. And we need some support from you to actually get the ministers to attend the main event, which is ministerial conference, because this is the main key priority for us. So if there is a chance, please advocate for this event to them, so they will show up. They will have, of course, opportunity to speak during the ministerial panels. And it is also very important for our donors to see that it really matters both to the professionals and political level as well. Thank you very much.
So the nicest part, right? Closing, final, we'll go for lunch. Just one key message from Ivona is that please communicate to your ministers of finance. We expect them to join the ministerial conference. Now and because depending on how many, we will need also to change the agenda. So it will be good to have your ministers of finance joining, and we'll plan accordingly. That is the only thing. It goes to the ministries of finance, of course, participants of PULSAR. We know that Montenegrin Minister of Finance was the first to confirm coming and joining ministerial conference, which was nice from him. Hopefully, this is the plan to go, but we also expect other ministers of finance as well. So Arun, please, with the closing remarks, as Arun, we're moving forward with PULSAR 2. So Arun will be co-task team leader of PULSAR 2 program. Thank you for joining us, Arun, and please, your first impression from PULSAR.
Sure. Thank you, Arman. So, good afternoon, colleagues. It has been my pleasure to be here, although this is my first PULSAR workshop that I have attended. But I'm looking forward to PULSAR 2 now, looking at what I see in this room, looking at the enthusiasm, and looking at how this group considers itself as a family. So this is very nice. So that's my impression when I look at this group, that it's a family. These are not different countries when we look at PULSAR. And I have seen the PULSAR on LinkedIn. So many photographs have been posted on LinkedIn on PULSAR in the last 3 days. To me, it looks like that PULSAR has been here forever. So let's hope we do very good work in PULSAR too. Arman was very kind to share with me before coming here the priorities that were finalized in Montenegro. And it's great to see how we are progressing on the priorities and how we are going to keep the priorities in line with the updated trends. In line with the updated trends, you will also be happy to note that in CFRR, SOE and sustainability reporting have been formally added as new thematic areas in 2024. So we hope to work more with you on these two thematic areas in PULSAR 2. PULSAR 2 and CFRR will have a very nice team. So we have, of course, one of the greatest leaders in the bank, Arman. And then along with that, we have Garrick, we have Jose, we have Ivona, Svetlana, and Natalia. And then we have support staff. And we are led by 2 managers, Adrian and Fabian, who manage ECA East and ECA West respectively. So it's a highly coordinated team, highly technical team. And I'm sure you will also have fun working with us in PULSAR 2. I have enjoyed being here. I don't want to kind of say too much technical because you are the boss for technical in PULSAR. So I would just say safe travels. And Arman, you can take a lead now in terms of closing. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Arun. Thank you for your the reaction and feedback, how you see PULSAR is doing. And I think one important message from Arun is that yes, CFRR, our Center for Financial Reporting Reforms, has been renamed to our Center for Financial and Sustainability Reporting Reforms. We still keep the title, the logo and the title because CFRR is a brand already for last almost 18 years. So we will not change the CFRR brand, but the substance will be different. And yes, SOEs, that's why we're talking more and more about SOEs, of course, sustainability reporting. And this event was very interesting one. We talked a lot about sustainability reporting. It's coming. Where finally IPSAS sustainability reporting standards, we will have it this next year. By end of next year, we will have a clear guidance what to follow. Of course, there are more questions now than answers, and we are the best position to shape together the answers to the questions, what do we mean, how to integrate. So there are more questions than answers at this stage. So we are at the same starting point with many other countries globally. At least this is a good point. There is no any country globally which is far advanced of us because IPSAS is coming just now. We talked about provisions and contingent liabilities. I think it was very intense and very interesting session. It gave us a lot of food for thought on how we can implement this in our respective policies, procedures. Pulse assessment, another element, and Georgia is now implementing. We look forward to hearing feedback from Georgia, how it's going on the assessment side. SOEs, it's a new topic, heavy topic. Nobody would like to touch it because this is so far. It was a bit challenging one, but from management, we get clearly we cannot anymore close eyes on SOEs, on fiscal risks, on the impact and the massive scale of impact and in the public sector of SOEs, the role of SOEs. So yes, we are going to tackle it collectively now. And this was an intro to the SOEs. For me, surprisingly as well, probably many for you, what we talk about best practices appear to be a bit of good practices. The country experiences were presented and our expectations, at least from PULSAR members, were much higher. What do we mean under best practice in consolidation? And we learned that those best practices still struggle with consolidation. So it means that this gives us a confidence that we are not that far and we can pick it up and move in the right direction. On international education standards, Jose, I would like just to take a few words and to summarize on that one, please.
Thank you, Arman. Well, on behalf of EduCop, I'm very happy that we had very interesting discussions, very lively discussions. As I mentioned before, PULSAR, it's a program that belongs to you. This community sense regarding sharing experiences, and we have seen this morning the experiences of several countries of our own. Yesterday, we brought to the table also experiences in Spain, in Portugal, in Norway. So this is the power of getting everyone together in the same table, speak about the problems that we are facing, and think about how to best tackle. Of course, there are different realities in every country, different ways of organizing the accounting profession, the auditing profession, the examination requirements, curricula. But the good thing is that in the World Bank, there are several programs that we are using for different purposes. So this program, PULSAR, it's raising awareness, it's getting the problems on the table, and then we have other programs that also are trust funded, generously funded by our main donors, SECO, Swiss Corporation, and the government of Austria, which aim to support countries in better organizing, in better updating their curricula. So you will be hearing from us, maybe not through PULSAR, but through eAssure, through Reparis for SMEs, on engaging with you and part of the team that you already know that is working here in the CFRR, but also colleagues working in Washington that will address or try to address the better way possible the needs. So we had a very interesting discussion also on priorities. So we have clarity on what PULSAR 2 needs to do for the EduCop countries. And actually, this is the last workshop for PULSAR 1. So I want all of us to give a round of applause to everyone because we did a very, very effective PULSAR 1. And also welcome everyone to PULSAR 2 and looking forward to continue working with you. So from my side, that's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jose. Yes, PULSAR 1 and with the ministerial conference, which Yvonne announced, this will be like closing and taking a stock for PULSAR 1. So we are successful because just these 2 days, actually, Austrian Ministry of Finance confirmed both donors, Swiss, SECO, and Austrian confirmed funding, but the Austrians are ready to transfer the funding. So we're expecting within the next few days to have on our account the money coming from the Austrian Ministry of Finance for PULSAR 2. So we are funded, and this is a program until 2029. So we have a long way to go with our reforms. And again, this is success for not only the WorldBank team and our partners, but each and every of you in this room. It's collective efforts, and we need to do more and demonstrate more. So thanks a lot, and look forward to seeing you at the ministerial conference. If you would like to have the same room, because this is the same hotel, you can take to the reception whether they can keep the same room for you for the ministerial conference, just in case you have any preference. This is joke, of course, but not only. So safe travel, and friends, see you in March in Vienna. Thank you very much.